Okay, how are we sounding? Okay, how are we sounding? Pretty good. Okay, well I don't want it there. That'll do. Move that out of the way. Hello, everybody. Hi, how are you doing? Headphone cable in the way there. Hi everyone, welcome back. Sorry, the camera's over there today. Hello, it's me. I'm back for... Hi everyone, welcome back. Sorry, the camera's over there today. Hello, it's me. I'm back for Train Simulator today. So I'm back in Train Sim Classic today, as you can see. And I've got a few drives lined up, as per usual. Starting a tiny bit early, about 15 minutes ahead of schedule. The reason for that is because the scenarios that we're going to be doing today, they are going to cut it quite close to the 3-hour mark in, combined. So we're not going to waste too much time. As I say, once we got a couple more people here, we'll dive in. But as you can probably tell from the title of the stream, we're going to be doing a bit of a tour around the UK today. Last time we pretty much stayed in one place. We did 3 different scenarios that were all focused in the northeast of England. We did one in South Yorkshire, one in West Yorkshire, one in North Yorkshire, because that's my home territory, as it were. But today we're going a bit further afield. Today I've got lined up 1 scenario in England, 1 scenario in Wales, and 1 scenario in Scotland. So we're going to see a lot more of the UK in today's stream. But we are only going to be driving 1 train. We're going to be driving the HST, the high-speed train, the Intercity 125, the Class 43, whatever else you want to call it. It goes by many names. We're going to be driving the HST today. It's from Armstrong Powerhouse's new HST pack, which just released last week. Absolutely fantastic pack so far. And I wanted to sort of celebrate this new DLC by driving a few routes with that particular train. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So let's head into the Drive tab. Do you like trains? Says Legoman24. Yes, I do. If it wasn't obvious from the fact that I'm playing Train Sim, there is also a model railway on my shelf behind me, over there in the corner. J-Ghost says, why haven't you played OMSI yet? I have played OMSI. I played it last Wednesday. Sorry you missed it, but I did make it very clear that I was going to be playing it on Wednesdays. I did my first OMSI stream last Wednesday. I'm going to be playing it again on this Wednesday coming. Had a lot of fun with it in the first stream, but it was quite stressful as well, so hopefully the next time I play it won't be as bad. Okay, as I was saying, we got 3 scenarios lined up, 1 for England, 1 for Wales, and 1 for Scotland. We're going to start off with the English one, because it's actually very close to home. We're going to be doing a scenario from Leeds to Doncaster, which is my home city. In the GNER era, 30-minute scenario, Leeds to King's Cross. Again, we're only going as far as Doncaster, but let's dive straight into that right now. First scenario of the day. So we got one, this one's 30 minutes, then we have a 90-minute scenario in Wales, and we have a 75-minute, I think it is our scenario in Scotland. So we're going all over the place today, and I've tried to pick the scenarios so that they'd add up perfectly to 3 hours, give or take. I wanted to start a little bit early just in case we ran over, because obviously there's loading times and stuff like that. Okay, here we are. Good afternoon, driver. Today you'll be taking this GNER service from Leeds to London King's Cross as far as Doncaster, calling at Wakefield Westgate along the way. Please set up your cab and prepare for departure at 13:45. Okay, so here it is, GNER. Oh, ignore that northern service, just getting past there. So, GNER, HST, this one in particular is called the East Riding of Yorkshire. There it is. Ooh. Ignore the camera clipping. Okay, let's start by loading some passengers and setting up the cab. And because this is a pack from Armstrong Powerhouse, obviously it's a very detailed interior, lots of very realistic controls and stuff like that. In fact, we are going to start by setting up the radio. Okay, we are in, I think, Zone 31 is the Doncaster area. So, 031. There we go. We don't need to set up... Technically, we should set up the GMSR, but this scenario is set in 2006, and GSMR didn't actually exist in 2006, so I'm not going to set up the GMSR on this one. But we will on the other scenarios, because they're a bit more modern. Let's get the headlights on. So this scenario, as I say, is set in 2006. The Welsh one is 2016, and the Scottish one is 2021. And this is, for me, this is very nostalgic. This is reliving my childhood, because back when I was a kid, in the mid-2000s, GNER was the operator of the East Coast Mainline services. I've been on this exact train, on this exact journey, many, many times before, from Leeds to Doncaster and back. And that's the trip we're going to be taking today, as soon as we're ready to depart. So we're going to be calling at Wakefield Westgate and Doncaster. The service will continue on to King's Cross, but we're not going to drive all the way to King's Cross today, because we'd be here for hours. It is possible to do that, though. There's a route called the Leeds to ECML merge. So if you wanted to, you could drive from Leeds all the way to London King's Cross, but we don't have time for that. We're just going as far as Doncaster today. Afternoon, Saul, says Chris. Afternoon, Chris. How are you doing? Okay, any second now, we should be ready for departure. Oh. Wait till we hear the beep. I didn't hear the beep. I'm just going to... Oh, there's the beep. Okay. You have to listen out for the beep to let you know that the doors have all been closed and the train's ready to pull out. Do you like roast dinner, says Legoman24. I like a roast dinner, yeah. I like a nice Sunday roast. And off we go. Postman Twat says that's a HST. Yes, this is the HST. This is the brand new HST from Armstrong Powerhouse. It just released last Tuesday, I believe. It's only been out for a week. All three of the drives that I'm going to be doing today are with this train, but obviously in different liveries. So we're currently on GNER. Ash Lexi says, "Hey Saul, you make my day. Keep being yourself, girl." Thank you very much, Ash Lexi. That's so kind of you. Connor says, "Favourite meat on a roast?" I like pork. I like a nice pork dinner myself. Okay, so we're just coming out of Leeds. There's a service there on the right, which I believe is going to Bradford. Once we're clear of the speed restriction sign, I'll pull up the map. I don't want to I don't want to open up the map right now while we're in a very restricted area speed-wise, because I don't want to accidentally accelerate over the speed limit. But once we get past this, once we get past the 60 board that's coming up, then I'll show you the full route. Lex says, my dad drives for Avanti West Coast. That's cool. I personally have never ridden on Avanti West Coast services because I don't live on the West Coast. But I have driven a few in Train Simulator over the years. Okay, now we can start to open up the speed a bit. And then I'll show you the map, show you where we are, show you where we're heading. Okay, so we are currently here. We just left Leeds. Our destination is, of course, Doncaster, and along the way we're stopping at Wakefield Westgate, which is just here. So Wakefield Westgate, we're about 10 minutes away, and then it'll be another 20 minutes from there to Doncaster. Big fan of the new HST from Armstrong Powerhouse, by the way. Very good pack. If you're into Train Simulator and you like, you know, British stuff in particular, I'd recommend it. It is £30, but it's fantastic pack. There's a 225 set there on the who's passing us. I love the GNER livery as well. I just love the royal blue. I think it looks really nice. Oh, wrong camera. Oh, I figured out how to look around in the cab, by the way. You might remember in the last stream, I couldn't do this. I couldn't actually move my camera in the cab. It turns out it was something to do with the head tracking. Because I've got a head tracking software installed that I use for Euro Truck occasionally, Train Simulator detected that. Even though the head tracking wasn't turned on, it detected the head tracking software and it disabled the ability to look around in the cab. I managed to fix it, but yeah, that's why in the last stream I literally couldn't look around the cab, but I can now. I've fixed the problem. Lex said it's sad to see pretty much all of them gone now. It is very sad. I have some great memories of riding on the HSTs. In particular, obviously, like I say, because I'm from Doncaster, it was GNER in my childhood, and then East Coast, National Express East Coast, Virgin Trains East Coast, etc., etc. So I've been on a lot of HSTs over the years, and it is a shame to see them go now. I think is ScotRail still operating them? I believe there's a few still in operation with ScotRail. I think GWR have just finished with them. I know that they had some 6-car sets that they were using down to Exeter, but I don't know if they're still going on. Either way, they're a very rare sight on the network these days. They're all pretty much retired at this point, and they were in service for like 60 years, so they had a very good run, but you won't be very likely to see them anymore. Unless you live in Nigeria, because for some reason, well, a lot of them have gone to Nigeria, and a few have gone to Mexico as well, actually. So if you actually want to ride the HST in service, go to Mexico. They're running on Mexican rails right now, which is so bizarre to imagine this like icon of British rail in Mexico and Nigeria, but it is. They still operate in those countries. A lot of them have been saved from scrap by being sold off to those countries, which is really cool. Lex says, a Transport for Wales 158. Oh, a Sprinter set on fire yesterday. Oh. I haven't heard of that. That's the first time hearing about it. I hope everyone was alright. Hopefully it wasn't a serious incident. Have we passed Outwood yet? Oh no, it's around this corner. Ooh, slow it down. Okay, we're about 3 minutes from Wakefield, so we're going to get ready to slow down in a moment. I think we'll just coast. There's no time limits on this particular journey. There's no timetable stops. We just get there when we get there. So we don't need to panic too much about punctuality. We'll keep to the speed limit. The speed limit between Wakefield and Leeds is quite restricted because there's a lot of curves, but once we get past Wakefield Westgate, we can open it up a little bit more. I'm not sure if there's any 125-mile-an-hour sections between here and Doncaster. I hope so. If not, we will get to see some in the next scenario. We will get this train up to full speed today. I know we didn't last time because we were doing the Earwash Valley line, and that's maximum of 90. But today, hopefully, we will get this thing up to full speed, which is, of course, 125 miles an hour. Right now, though, the speed limit is 85. So sorry, Munzel, I can't go any faster than this right now. In fact, we better start to slow down a bit because there's a speed restriction coming up. We need to be down to 75. Oof, just about made it. Might have slowed down a little bit too much there. Let's try and coast a little bit. Okay, I can see the platforms. There is Wakefield Westgate. There's another Doncaster to Leeds service. That train there that just went past us, that's probably the one train I've been on more than any other in my life. I've been on that exact train so many times, the Class 321 on the Doncaster to Leeds run. Okay, here is Wakefield Westgate. Ignore the LNER signage, the route is slightly more modern. Obviously, the scenario that we're driving is set in 2006, but the route itself is set in present day. So ignore the fact that everything's got LNER branding on it, and we're in a GNER train. It is what it is. But here's Wakefield Westgate. Oh, why aren't the doors opening? There we go. I must have misclicked. Let's go down the front. Oh. Give her a good thrash on the way down to Doncaster and enjoy the sights and sounds of the Yorkshire countryside. Okay, I didn't think we'd be off again that quickly, but I guess very short stop at Wakefield Westgate. Let's go. Off she goes. Not too quickly, mind. We've got to stay below 35 because we're going over quite an old bridge here. Our Wakefield. So 35 is as fast as I can go. That chord to the left there goes round to Wakefield Kirkgate. And we should just about be crossing over the line to Bradford Interchange. That's that line below us now. That's served by Grand Central, obviously. Runs services from King's Cross to Bradford Interchange. Okay, we will be picking up speed very soon because there is a 100 zone coming up. Like I say, I don't know if there's a 125 section before Doncaster. We'll find out. Okay, here we go. Let's see what it can do. Oh, I can't go can't go passenger view. Shame. There's the 100. I think this is Sandwell and Agbrig that we're just passing through now. There it is. What do you identify as, says Royce say. I am a trans woman. Thank you for asking. Okay, starting to pick up speed now. Just past 70. Sorry if there's a little bit of lag in places. Your streams are very calming, says Abs. Thank you, Abs. That's exactly what I am always trying to go for with my streams. I know I've said it before, but the one thing that I always try to do with my streams is make them relaxing. That's my goal, is for it to be a nice, calm, relaxing, you know, just basically just a nice little chat while I'm also playing a game at the same time. So it's always nice to hear that I've succeeded in that. Just passing by, says Rail Operations Group. Hi, how you doing? Just on our way to Doncaster with this HST. Royce Hayes says FS22 is better. I mean, I get that it can be for some people. I guess it just depends what you're into, really. For me personally, I've always been obsessed with trains. Trains have always been like my #1 thing. I've definitely played more Train Simulator than I have Farming Simulator. Both fantastic games, but this is my most played game on Steam. Believe it or not, I've played this game more than any other. Might give you some idea of how much I like trains. Okay, we're nearly at 100. It looks slower than it is, you know, it doesn't look like 100 miles an hour, but it is. Hopefully we can get up to 125 eventually, and then you'll really get to see what it can do. The trouble is, Once you get past 100, the game stops counting in decimals. If you can see my speedometer there, just below the nose of the train, you can see that I'm currently doing 98.6 miles an hour. Once you get over 100, it stops counting the decimal points, so it's a lot harder to see like your precise speed, which is a little bit annoying. When you're going on farming, says Spriggy, next farming sim stream will be next Friday, or rather this Friday coming up. So next week is Minecraft, OMSI, farming sim, and Alien Isolation. I think that was Fitzwilliam. It was. Do you play Euro Truck, says Spriggy. Yes, I do play Euro Truck on Tuesdays. Not this Tuesday coming, but the Tuesday after I will be doing Euro Truck. That will be my final Euro Truck stream of the year. In fact, basically every stream for the next 2 weeks is going to be my last one of the year. Like, on Monday it will be my last Minecraft stream of the year. Friday will be my last Farming Simulator of the year, etc, etc. But on Tuesday, the whatever it is, not this Tuesday but the Tuesday after, I will be playing Euro Truck, and it will be the last Euro Truck stream of the year. Because I'm not going to be streaming during the Christmas and New Year period. I'm going to take a couple of weeks off. I'm sure you can appreciate I would like to spend a bit of time with my family over the festive period. So there'll be no streams from. I think the last stream of the year is going to be the 21st of December. Sorry about the lag. The last stream of the year is going to be the 21st of December, and then the first stream of the new year will probably be like the 4th of January or something like that. I don't know an exact date for when I'll be back, but like I say, I'll be taking like a week or two away. Okay, that branch going off to the right there, that is the Dearne Valley line. That goes to Sheffield. And over the bridge there, that goes towards Pontefract. Royce says, play FS22 with M. I presume you mean with me. I don't actually have FS22 anymore. I play on FS25 now, obviously. FS25 came out about 3 weeks ago. I have uninstalled Farming Simulator 22 from my computer. I don't have it anymore because I've got FS25 now. What PC you got, says Spriggy. My PC is a custom build from Bedrock Computers. I've got an Intel i5 11400 CPU, RTX 2070, that's an 8GB graphics card, and 32 gig of Corsair Vengeance RAM. So yeah, i5 processor, 8 gig graphics, 32 gig RAM. Okay, we're only about 8 minutes away from Doncaster. We're very, very close to home, in my case. And that's going to be the end of the first scenario. This is the shortest scenario of the day, by the way. The next couple of scenarios are a bit longer. The Welsh scenario is an hour and a half, so this one's only half an hour. Can we see it, says Spriggy. It's under my desk, unfortunately. I did have my PC above my desk, but it was a bit cluttered, so now it lives under the desk, and I can't really easily move my webcam to show you it. But it is down there. Have you ever read Carl Jung? Says Chewing Buttons. I haven't read any of Jung's work, no. But I have played Persona 4. And I understand that the Persona series is heavily inspired by the works of Carl Jung. So, no. I'm not a philosophy student, but I've played Persona. So, that's the next best thing, right? Okay, we're coming up towards Adwick. On the left is the line towards, I think, Drax Power Station. No passengers, freight only. Yeah, so unfortunately we didn't get a chance to get up to 125 on this route. Max speed's been 100. But it's not been a bad drive, all the same. Into platform 1 at Doncaster, which is the the up fast platform. Once again, when we do get to Doncaster, there's a platform at Doncaster Station that wasn't there in 2006. Let's put it that way. Forgive the anachronism. But Doncaster, a few years ago, got a new platform, numbered Platform 0. Obviously, during the GNER days, that platform wasn't there. But it is there now, and it is there in this route, so... Sorry if that's immersion shattering for any of you. I'm going to do a quick save because we are going to be starting to slow down towards Doncaster now. This is the last station, Bentley. Let's hit those brakes. Ooh, I might have hit the brakes a bit too late. Oh no, never mind. There we go. That building just above the trees there, by the way, is Doncaster Minster. I think it's a Minster. It's a big church. And here it is, home sweet home, the one and only Doncaster, everybody. Yeah, that platform there on the left, that's new. That was only built a few years ago, Platform 0. That one, that train there will be going to Edinburgh via York. And here's Doncaster, French Gate Interchange there on the left. And shopping centre. And here it is. Here's Doncaster. We've made it. that's the end of the first scenario that we're going to be doing today. Again, the wonderful city that I call home. I don't actually live in Doncaster itself. I live in sort of the larger metropolitan area around Doncaster. But this is my city, as it were. This is where your drive ends. Nice job. The scenario will end in 1 minute. Okay. Or I could just press X, and that will also end it. That train there, by the way, is also a stop-in service to Leeds. That is the train that I mentioned earlier that I've been on more times than I can even remember. What game, says John Richards? This is Train Simulator. Train Simulator Classic. We just finished our first drive of the day, so that was the GNER service from Leeds to King's Cross as far as Doncaster. Now, let's switch things up a bit and head down to Bristol. Another city which I'm very familiar with because I used to live in Bath while I was at university. Okay, so it's another HST service, this time in intercity livery with GWR cars. This is a 95-minute scenario, so this is going to be a long one. We're going all the way from Bristol to Swansea. Very long drive along the South Wales main line. This one's set in 2016. Thanks for following, Matt. Okay, so this one's going to be a lot more involved in terms of the cab setup. Excuse me. Because we are in a Great Western loco, we are going to have to set up the automatic train protection, ATP, so that's going to be a whole kettle of fish. And because we're playing in the GSMR era, we're going to have to set up the GSMR in the cab as well. There's going to be a lot of stuff we have to set up in the cab before we're ready to depart on this one. Thanks for the gifts, by the way, Catman Charlie. Thank you for the ladybug and the roses. It's very much appreciated. Okay, here we are. So, we're currently at Bristol Parkway. As you can see, the train itself, the carriages are in GWR livery, but the tail locomotives, the front loco is in Intercity Swallow, and the rear loco is in the Intercity blue and yellow. So we'll open the doors for passengers, and then we'll very quickly start to get things set up in here. So we are going to have to set up the GSMR, which is here. We're going to need the service number, which is 1B46, and the number of the signal in front of us, which is 112, as soon as this is ready. This is essentially a positioning system for the train, so if there's any issues, we can, like, you know, call the operator, call the signaller or whoever it is, and our number is going to be 1B46 112. Just wait for that to register. There we go. And then we also have to set up the automatic train protection, so we press this button here. Some numbers will start flashing up. We need to wait till it says SP question mark, and then we press the button again. Any second now. Not ZP. It needs to say SP. There we go. And then in a few seconds it will go blank, and then it'll pop up and say OK, and then we press the button one more time. I told you this setup was a lot more involved than the GNER. Okay, press the button again. That'll start flashing and make a beep. Then in here, we put in our driver number. We're just going to put in 001 because we don't actually have a real driver number in this particular scenario. Vehicles, this is a 10-car set, so we'll put in number 10. Standard formation, yes. Date confirmation. Your pin 1. Vehicles 10, standard, correct, yes. Should beep again in a second. There we go, that's the automatic train protection setup. And the doors have closed, so we're ready to go. Very involved setup process, but here we go. Any second. How come we're not moving? Oh, there we go. Just bugged out a tiny bit there. So, like I say, we're going all the way to Swansea on this drive, calling along the way at Newport, Cardiff, Bridgend, Port Talbot and Neath. And our final destination of Swansea will be at 1743. It's currently 1609, so about an hour and a half to get all the way to Swansea. Right now, of course, we're still in England because we're in Bristol. This station is Bristol Parkway. Oh damn, we didn't set up the lights. Okay. Got to make sure the headlights are on correctly. We're getting a lot of trouble for that in real life. So to the left there is the lines towards Bristol Temple Meads, which is obviously the main station in Bristol. So first stop is Newport, which is there. Just want to mind that we don't accidentally go over the speed limit. Patchway. Okay, so now we're heading towards the Severn Tunnel, which means we're going to be going very sharply downhill. I have no idea why this is grade separated, by the way. I've been on this line before. I've been to Newport by train from Bath. I have no idea why these lines are grade separated like this. Just a little quirk of this line, I guess. Thanks for following, Jade. Much appreciated. If anyone knows, let me know. Maybe something to do with the construction, maybe the soil or the rock or something like that just made it harder to drill the two tunnels at the same level. I don't know. There it is, coming back up on the right. Told you, very, very steep decline. It's 1 in 68 gradient right now, very steep. Thanks for following Rail Enthusiast Peter, very kind of you. Okay, I believe we do actually have to stop at the mouth of the Severn Tunnel. So we will need to start to slow down a little bit. This station here is Pilning, the last station in England on the South Wales main line. Obviously, the next station is it's Severn Gateway or something. I'm sure there's a station just on the other side of Severn Tunnel, but I can't remember what it's called. We'll get there in about 10 minutes anyway. Okay, so the next signal is red, and the request to pass at danger is denied. So we are going to have to come to a complete stop before we go into the tunnel. I'm unsure why, but it is what it is. This isn't the Severn Tunnel, by the way. This is a very short tunnel just before the Severn Tunnel, which is that one in front of us. The longest rail tunnel in the country, except obviously for the Eurotunnel, which is technically in 2 countries, so it doesn't count. Oh, actually, oh, okay, it turned orange just at the last second. Good. Maybe there was just a train ahead in the tunnel then. That's probably why it was red. Okay, we are now in the Severn Tunnel, rail tunnel under the River Severn. Very long tunnel. We're probably going to be in this for a few minutes. It's Severn Tunnel Junction, that's the station I was thinking of at the other side. Can we do passenger view? Oh, we can do passenger view in this one. I don't think the saloon lights are on. Is there a button in here to turn on the saloon lights? If there is, I can't find it. Okay, well unfortunately our passengers are just going to have to sit in the dark because I don't actually know where the button for the saloon lights is. Very cozy inside though. Oh, we're still descending quite steeply as well. Who turned the lights off, said Abs? Yeah, exactly. I don't know who's done it. There's probably a hotkey on the keyboard that turns the lights on and off, but I don't want to just start pressing buttons to figure out which one it is, because that might do very bad things to the train. Let's have a... Aha. Okay, that's the headlights. Train supply. What's that say? Oh, we're going to go over the speed on that. What does that... Okay, it wasn't that. Don't actually know what that did. Did we just pass something? Okay, never mind. We're nearly at the end of the tunnel now. I can see daylight. So I've no idea what that button there did, but I've flipped it back to where it was originally just to be safe. Oh god, now we're climbing again. 1 in 90. Nearly there. I know driving through tunnels isn't the most exciting thing, I appreciate that. But it's got to be done. How else would you get from Bristol to Wales? There's the sun. Like there's another train coming the other way. Let's go to cab view and watch it go past. Lovely. And we're in Wales. Ta-da! That's Caldicot station there on the right. On the left. Or no, now it is on the right. On whichever side, depending on your perspective. And this station we're approaching now is 7 Tunnel Junction, where we're not stopping. Let them know we're not stopping. Flight Sim says, hey Google. No, I don't actually play Flight Sim. I've never been into Flight Sim. It's just not my cup of tea, to be honest. Oh, we're in first class as well, how fancy. So we're going to be coming to Newport in about 8 minutes. And I must confess, Newport is the furthest west I've been in Wales by train before in real life. What day do you play ETS2? Says Finn. I play Euro Truck on Tuesdays. Not this Tuesday coming, but the Tuesday after will be the next Euro Truck stream. Hey Google says, you don't film trains coming into a station and jump around, do you, and scream yippee? No, I don't actually. I've never done that. I'm very interested in trains, but I wouldn't call myself a train spotter. I I've never really been interested in like going to train stations and writing down the numbers and taking pictures and stuff like that. No disrespect to people who do, but I've never been interested in that kind of way. There's a TikToker that does it. Yes, I'm sure we're all familiar with Francis Bourgeois, I think is his TikTok name. Great guy. I mean, I've never met him. I just assume he's a great guy. But he's very wholesome, you know, very wholesome. Again, not my kind of thing. I don't really do that kind of thing. But you know, I like him. He does what he loves, and he loves doing what he does, you know. Thanks for following, by the way. Hey, Google. Okay, on the left there is Llanwern Works. I knew it was a works of some kind. I couldn't remember which it was. That's Llanwern. I'm probably butchering the pronunciation as well. I do apologise. I'm not fluent in Welsh. I know the basics. Save actually. We've had a good run so far. Whenever it's been going well for a while, I like to do a quick save just in case. See a 75 restriction coming up. Presumably that's because we're getting close to Newport. We're only 4 minutes away. Are our stops timed here, by the way? Oh, right. These are timed stops, so we actually are going to have to make an effort to be punctual on this one. We need to be at Newport before 16:31. But our ETA is 16:30 at the minute, so I'm sure we'll be okay. The track's very bumpy here, a lot of going up and down. Okay, we've dropped down to 70. Which is a bit low. We can actually go back up a little bit to 75. If you will. Thank you. Faster, says Scotty Dog. I can't go any faster. I've got to respect the speed limits. I'll get in trouble. I would like to try and make this a perfect drive. I'm not very good at getting perfect drives in Train Simulator, I'll be honest. I always end up speeding at least once, but I'm going to try not to. Okay, 2 minutes to Newport. And here it is. I've been here exactly once in my life. Back in 2019. Had to go to the passport office here. Because it was the nearest one to Bath. Arriva service there, or ex-Arriva, sorry. That line on the right, by the way, is the Welsh Marchers line, which goes all the way up to Crewe. Is it Crewe or Chester? It goes somewhere in England, but it goes right up through like the heart of Wales. Very picturesque route. And here's Newport. Which platform are we going in on? I think we're going to the right here because it's saying platform 2. Oh, no, guess not. Okay, then the platforms here must be quite oddly numbered, if this is... God, I thought that... I thought that train was right on the same track as we were, then. I thought something had gone horribly wrong. Okay, I did slow down a little bit quickly. We need to make sure that the whole train is actually on the platform before we stop. There we go. Oh, right, the platforms are numbered from the left side, so that makes more sense. Okay. So here's Newport, first stop on today's journey. Like I say, I've been to Newport Station once in my entire life. Well, actually, no, technically twice. You know, once on the way there and once on the way back. But it's not a station that I'm overly familiar with. It is also, as I say, the furthest west I've been on this line in real life. I haven't been to any other stations in that direction, which is where we're heading. I got hair on my hand. It looks like there's another tunnel directly ahead of us. Newport Tunnel, creatively named. So the next station is going to be Cardiff. Never been to Cardiff. Love to go, genuinely. I've always wanted to go to Cardiff. As a big Doctor Who fan, obviously I want to go to Cardiff. But sadly it's never happened yet. Let's do a quick save before we get back on the move again. Let off the brakes. Okay, here we go. Thanks for following, by the way, Peach Emoji. Very kind of you. Oh, that is a Class 175 there on the left, just about to pass us. That'll be going up the Welsh Marchers line to Manchester Piccadilly. Oh, and we're in a tunnel. Oh, that means it's going to go very dark in the saloon again because we don't have lights. But this is a much shorter tunnel, so it's okay. So Cardiff is about 12 minutes away, not too far. I don't actually know where that tunnel on the right goes. No, no, ooh. We came very close to speeding just then. The speedometer did actually say 51, but it didn't register as speeding. So we're okay. We're still safe. We haven't technically gone over the speed limit just yet. Okay, where does this line on the left go? That goes to Ebbvale. I see. Really hoping we're going to get up to full speed on this one. There must be at least one section of this line that's got 125 speed limit. But I really don't know. Oh, thanks, by the way, Lauren, for the heart. Very kind of you. And thank you, Hey Google, for the roses. Also very kind. I know I've said it many times before, but just to reiterate, I don't actually see the gifts when they come in. So if you send a gift and I don't read it out straight away, that's why. I do apologise, but I do try to read them all out. But it's weird, like when you get a new follower, there's a notification sound, so you know that someone's just followed, but there isn't a notification sound for gifts. So when someone sends a gift, I don't actually know about it until I look at the gift section and see that something's been sent. You know what you get what I'm trying to say. If I don't read your name out straight away, I'm sorry, but I do try to read out the gifts as they come in. Thanks for following Nathan Hall. Very kind of you. About to pass us on the left again. Well, the right, sorry. I wonder where that's from. That was Cardiff Central to Southampton Central. I know that one. I think that one goes through Bath, actually. No, I'm thinking of Weymouth. I don't know. 43185 says Azuma Boy. Yes, we are in 43185 right now. In its Intercity Guys, officially named Great Western. and the rear car is Sir Kenneth Grange, 43002. It's actually one of the first two cars from the original run of the loco, like one of the first ones built. Oh, there's a speed restriction coming up. I was wondering why my AWS went off then. We need to slow down a bit. Freightliner terminal on the left there. Will says, hey up, how are you? I'm okay, Will. How are you doing? Yeah, it was Wentloog Freight Terminal. About 5 minutes to Cardiff. It's only 4 o'clock. I didn't realise it was that early. Right, when are we getting to Swansea? Swansea is over. It's still over an hour. It's going to take. So we got 2 hours left on the stream. An hour to get to. An hour for this scenario to get us to Swansea, and then another hour for the other scenario, which is the Scottish one. We can do it. We can. Hopefully, we can still get this all done by 6 o'clock. If not, we can always run over a little bit since we're all having such a good time. Thanks for following Lexus Gammon 4, Lexus Gammon 4345. That's a very long username you've got there. Unless TikTok Studio's bugged out and it's like just shown me the username twice. Okay, I can see Cardiff Central on my route monitor. I've done it again. I always slow down too much whenever I come up to a speed restriction sign. I always go a little bit too far. But I'd rather do that than not slow down quickly enough and go past the sign, you know what I mean? It also doesn't help that this is a brand new loco from Armstrong Powerhouse, and it has much more realistic acceleration and braking than the previous one. So it might take me a while to figure out, you know, the appropriate acceleration and brake and stuff like that. I'm making excuses, but they are valid ones. Hey Saul, hey Stormtrooper, how are you doing? we need to get all the way down to 15 miles an hour coming into this station. Very low speed restriction here. I'm alright, glad to hear it. How are you? I'm not too bad. I'm not too bad. Pretty hectic week, but it's that time of year, you know, everyone's having a pretty hectic week. Getting ready for Christmas, you know, Christmas shopping, putting up decorations, meeting up with relatives. Almost every day this week there's been something going on. Which is also why I missed a couple of streams earlier in the week, which I'm very sorry about. But we're mostly on top of things now. I've got a little bit more Christmas shopping to do. Probably get that done next week. But apart from that, I'm all ready for the big day. Everyone else feeling Christmassy? Everyone else ready for the festive season? If you celebrate Christmas, you might not. You might celebrate Hanukkah or other celebrations that are going on at this time of year. I don't know off the top of my head, but whatever you celebrate, you know, hopefully you're having a good festive time. Unless you work in retail, then you're probably having an awful time, and my heart goes out to you. I've never worked in retail myself, but I did work in customer service around Christmas time, and it was awful. So, sorry everyone out there who's in that situation. Thanks for following, Reese. Stormtrooper says, leaving tomorrow to go on vacation. Cool. Going anywhere nice? Okay. We seem to be having the same issue that we had earlier, where the throttle isn't working. There we go. Cross country there on the right. That'll be going to Nottingham, which I obviously already knew. Curacao, says Stormtrooper. Cool. Hope you have a great time. Okay, here we are in Cardiff. Now, I think we're going to be stood here for a few minutes. It says departure at 16:50. Yeah, we're going to be stood at Cardiff for 5 minutes. I'm probably going to fast forward the clock a tiny bit, because we don't want to just sit here for 5 minutes waiting for passengers. But here we are at Cardiff Central. There's the stadium just behind us there. Slow service to Penarth. Okay. What we'll do then is I will fast forward the clock. Because you don't want to sit here for 5 real-time minutes just waiting for the clock to tick away. You know, we might as well fast forward it a little bit. So the next stop is going to be Bridgeport. There's no time for that. We can get there anytime, but there is a time limit for our arrival to Port Talbot, which is 17:22, 20 past 5. So we will have to watch our time a little bit, but it shouldn't be anything too drastic. Okay, here we go. Oh, I mustn't forget that we're still in a 15 zone as well. Don't go too fast. Okay, we'll be able to speed up in a second. I think the reason that the speed restriction is so low in... Oh, we... Okay, never mind. Never mind. I was going to say I think the reason the speed restriction is so low around Cardiff Central is because it's on a very steep hill. I really genuinely thought that I would be able to do this drive without... And now I've just done it twice in a row. Great. Well done, Saul. All it takes is to be distracted for 1 second and suddenly you're speeding. And I genuinely, honestly, I said at the start of the scenario, right, I'm going to try and do this whole drive without speeding even once. And yeah, we just did it twice in a row. In under a minute, I did it twice. But hey, cat's out of the bag now, we might as well... We don't have to worry too much about doing it again now. Obviously, I'm not going to go crazy, I'm not going to, you know... I'm going to still drive carefully, but I'm slightly less worried about accidentally going a tiny bit over the speed limit, because we've already done it once, so, you know, it doesn't really matter if we do it again at this point. Thanks for following Hein Schneppel. I'm presuming that's German. If not, then I've just been horribly racist. If it is, what does it mean? But thank you for following all the same. Okay, line on the left, I believe, goes... Yeah, that goes down to Grangetown. Oh, we can open up now. 75. That's a bit better. So it's going to take us about 17 minutes to get to Newport. To Bridgend, sorry. We've already been to Newport. Just to put that into perspective on the map, Bridgend is all the way over here. There's quite a few stations along the way that we won't be calling at. Then after that it'll be Port Talbot, which is... yeah, it's fairly... Then Neath, then Swansea. Okay, so I'd say we're about halfway, maybe. Well, maybe not quite halfway. Why are we not picking up speed? It's done it again, it keeps doing that. For some reason it keeps, when I put the throttle up, for some reason sometimes it just doesn't accelerate. I don't know why. Yeah, I think our chances of getting up to full speed are pretty much gone at this point, because there are no straight sections of track from here to Swansea, it's all curves. I think the fastest we're probably going to be going is 90. There is still a chance that we could get up to 125 in the final scenario though, although that is also unlikely. But you never know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. What's that on the right? Is that just a road? Yeah. Looks like an old railway line though. Of some description. Anyway, let's make some small talk, shall we? Let's not sit here in silence. What's everyone doing for Christmas? You know, what's your Christmas plans? Or if you don't celebrate Christmas, what are your December plans? What are you going to be up to this month? How are you finishing off 2024? We're going to be doing Christmas Day here this year at my house, so that's going to be fun. And then New Year, I don't actually know what I'm doing for New Year yet. Last year I went down to visit my friends on New Year's Eve. I don't know if there's anything planned in that department this year, but it's a bit short notice anyway, so I'm probably going to be spending that with family as well. But do let me know, what have you got planned? Are you going to visit relatives? You're gonna spend it with friends? You know, what's your plans for Christmas? Who's doing the dinner? Whose house is it gonna be at? You know, tell me the deets. What line you on, says Bear? We are on the South Wales main line. We're currently between Cardiff and Bridgeport, but we are going to be going all the way to Swansea today. We're about 40 minutes away from our final destination. We started way back in Bristol Parkway, so we're about halfway now between Bristol and Swansea. And we are doing it, of course, in the wonderful HST in intercity livery, with the rear car in BR blue livery. It's happening again, look. Something happens and the throttle just stops working at random intervals. Llanharan and Pencoed. We're not stopping at any of those, but those are the next 3 stations we'll be passing through. It is a shame that we're not going to get to see this this wonderful train at its full potential today. We're not going to see it get up to full speed, but I think the thing is, in its later days, it never really got up to full speed much anyway because of the areas that it was working on. When it was brand new, obviously, it worked to the East Coast Main Line and the Great Western Main Line, so London King's Cross to Edinburgh and London Paddington to Bristol, Temple Meads. On both of those lines, obviously, it would have gotten up to its full speed of 125. In its later years, though, it was you know, sort of relegated to still main lines, but less main lines. You know, slightly less major routes, like South Wales. So it didn't, unfortunately, it just didn't really get as much of a chance to have a good run out as it did in its early days on the East Coast and Great Western. Next time, maybe, because I'm going to play this one more time before the end of the year. Next time I will pick a scenario for this train where we definitely will get it up to full speed. It'll either be London to Bristol on the West Coast, on the Great Western Main Line, or it'll be London to York on the East Coast Main Line. But I will get a scenario next time where we can get this up to full speed, I promise you. I really did think it had happened today, but c'est la vie. Oh no, don't slow down now. It's a bad time to slow down. We're going up a very steep grade. It's doing it again! Please stop doing that. Okay, I see 85 coming up. Oh, we're about to pass through Llanharan. Get your foot down, come on. Another thing that that's new in this pack, the new Armstrong Powerhouse HST pack, is that they've added more realistic performance on hills, which basically means going uphill is a lot harder with this one than it was with the previous enhancement pack that they had. Again, I'm not saying it as an excuse. It's a fact. They overhauled the performance of the whole train in this new DLC. Okay, we're about 5 minutes from Bridgend. I think there was one more station first. There was, Pencoed. Or it might be Pensoed. I'm not sure if it's a... Excuse me. I'm not sure if it's a C or a K. Again, I don't speak Welsh, but someone do correct me if I'm wrong. I think this is it. Which means just around this corner, it's going to start curving to the right any second. And then we'll be in Bridgend. And for some reason Bridgend is the only station on this journey that isn't timetabled. Like, there's no time limit for when we can get there. But we're going to get there in 3 minutes. I think the reason that there's no 125 sections on this line isn't because of the curves, it's because of the hills. Like, it seems like we're constantly just going up and then down and then up and then down. It's not the curves that's the problem, it's the hills. Like, look at this. This is a lovely, long, straight section of line. You could very easily get up to full speed here if it wasn't on a massive hill. But it is. Okay, we need to get down to 60. That's a speed warning. Are we going to get down in time? I don't know. Yep. Do a little save. It's been a while since we saved. And prepare to stop at Bridgend. Not sure what that line on the left is. I'll have a look when we come to a stop. Ooh, platform's not very long here. Just enough space. Okay, this is Bridgend. That branch to the left goes towards Llantwit Major. I think there's a loop line around the south coast because we're getting a little bit further inland now. I think there's a loop from Cardiff to Bridgend around that area. Oh, we're ready to move off again already. I was too distracted sharing my limited local knowledge. Oh, we are going to be cutting it fine for Port Talbot. So it's currently saying our ETA to Port Talbot is 17:21:43, but we have to be there no later than 17:22:25. So it's going to be very close. That's probably all the messing about we did trying to get up to speed on those steep gradients just before Bridgend. But we should be okay. Port Talbot, next stop, about 10 minutes away. Okay, now, next question, what is that line to the right? Where does that go? That goes to Wild Mill. Never heard of it. But it's somewhere north of Bridgend, evidently. One station between here and Port Talbot, which is Pyle. Again, we won't be calling there. We'll be passing through it. And we're climbing again, by the way. 1 in 132 at the minute. Going back to what I was saying earlier, I think this is the reason that we can't get up to full speed here, is because the terrain is just so hilly. I mean, it's Wales, so it's known for its hills. There's a 100 section coming up though. Unexpected, because I didn't think we were going to get beyond 90. But there is... I think it's probably here. Yeah, there's quite a long straight section. Well, there's quite a long, mostly straight section around Port Talbot. There may even still be hope of getting up to 125, but I doubt it. Have we been through Pencoed yet? No, we haven't. It's coming up. Next corner. Okay, now we're picking up a bit of speed. Again, it doesn't look as fast as it is, you know, it always seems like we're actually going quite slowly, but we're doing 93 at the minute. Right, this is Pensoed. And that's 100. Again, enjoy it, because that's probably the fastest we're going to be going today. I would say it's quite unlikely at this point that there's going to be a 125 zone anywhere in this particular part of the country. That'll be another Milford Haven to Manchester Piccadilly. Yep. Coming up on the left is going to be Port Talbot Steelworks, one of the biggest steelworks in Wales. Though this line is used quite heavily for steel transport along the South Wales coast. In fact, the train that passed us at Newport was a steel train, I think. There it is. The actual steelworks, I think, are those buildings on the left. But this is the reception yard. All of these wagons here are steel carriers. What's this all about? Oh, it's a road bridge. Makes sense. Yes, that is Port Talbot Steelworks in all its glory. And I can see Port Talbot Parkway on the horizon. And that just ahead of us there is obviously Port Talbot, the town. Quick save, ready to slow down. Looks like the platform here might be a bit longer. So this is Port Talbot Parkway. Not sure what that big hill there is on the right. I'm not a geography expert. That's better. Much longer platform, much more comfortable amount of space for us to come to a stop. Don't have to be as precise here. Okay, this is Port Talbot. Don't know how accurate it is, never been there in real life. There's the massive Port Talbot Steelworks over there. And there's the massive hill next to Port Talbot that I don't know the name of. What's that bridge over there? Is that a railway line? Or is that a road bridge? It's not on the map. So I would assume probably a road bridge. There we go, Port Talbot Parkway. Which means there's only 2 more stations on our journey. Next one is going to be Neath in 8 minutes. And then 10 minutes after that, Swansea at 17:43. About 20 minutes. Station on the left by the looks of it. Okay, so we're going to be passing through Baglan in a couple of minutes. And then Britain Ferry, and then we'll be at Neath. So again, not stopping at Baglan or Britain Ferry, but we will be passing them in a few moments. Is this another road bridge, I'm guessing? Yep. Interesting, there's a lot of like box bridges on this line. You know, that shape that they build road bridges in. Not sure why there's like a high concentration of that sort of bridge in this area, but there is. That also a road bridge? Yep. Well, all in all, I've quite enjoyed this scenario. Still got another 15 minutes on it, so let's... well, 20 minutes on it, so let's not jump to any conclusions yet. I mean, it could turn out to be really horrible in the last 10 minutes. But so far, it's been a pretty fun drive from Bristol. Oh, that was Baglan, by the way, we just passed through. I haven't really driven on this route much, to be honest, and I'd like to drive on it more, because it is a very nice route. I do a lot of driving on routes that I've travelled on in real life, like obviously a lot of the lines around Doncaster in particular, the Great Western Main Line from Paddington to Bristol, the Chiltern Main Line from Marylebone to Bergen Snow Hill, I've driven a lot on those lines in Train Sim, because those are the lines that I've driven on, well, that I've ridden on the most in real life. But I do like to give more attention to these places that I haven't been as well. Okay, this is Britain Ferry. And I believe, but I could be wrong, that that branch to the right there was the line towards Pembroke and Milford Haven. I was wrong, that goes to Swansea District. Oh, it's this line up here that goes towards... That's right up near Swansea. Okay, we're nowhere near there. But we will get there. Seeing as how Swansea is the next station after Neath. Another service from Manchester, from Milford Haven to Manchester Piccadilly, about to pass us there on the right. Presumably that's where it's going. That's where... Oh no, that one's from Llanelli to Chester. Still going up the Welsh Marches though. Same route, but different start and end point. I don't even know where Llanelli is, to be honest. Sure someone will be gracious enough to tell me. We put the brakes on way too hard here. But this is Neath. By the looks of it, could have been an old Great Western station because the platforms are really far apart from each other. I can imagine there may once have been a double, a broad gauge line down the centre instead of the standard gauge that it has now. Incredibly short platform again. Look at how much space we have in front of the train, and behind the train we've stopped absolutely perfectly. Very, very short platform for a HST. But it does mean there's only one more station to go now. Next stop is going to be Swansea itself. Passing through Skewen and Llansamlet along the way. And then Swansea, final destination. End of the line. Literally the end of the line. There's no more line. It's a terminus. Okay, we've been stopped here for a bit longer than I thought we would be. So we've got 15 minutes left on this scenario, then the next scenario is 75 minutes, I believe. So we may end up slightly running over today. But I don't mind, I'm having a lot of fun, honestly. I know, you know, these streams don't really get as many views as some of the other games that I play, but it's, you know, it's a game that I very much enjoy. Hopefully you are enjoying too, the few of you that are here. And at the end of the day, it can't just be me playing games that people want me to play, you know. Every now and then I have to say, you know, I'm just going to play a game that I want to play. Okay, 12 minutes, and we'll be in Milford. I was going to say Milford Haven. Swansea. I forgot where we were for a second, and I accidentally went over the speed limit again. So that's 3 times we've been speeding today. I'm very sorry. I don't think there's much we can do about it at this point, though. It's too late. I mean, I'm not going to redo the whole drive just to not speed. It happened. If it happens, it happens. It's not a career scenario, so it doesn't matter. It's only a standard scenario, so it doesn't really affect us at all if we go a tiny bit over the speed limit every now and then, you know. Don't want to make a habit of it, but it's not the end of the world if we do. Swansea looking pretty empty today. This is Skewen that we're about to pass through now. Just let him know we're coming. Coming up. Another box bridge. Again, unusually high amount of those in this area. Looks like we're about to start descending pretty sharply. I'm ready. Sorry, is that 3 bridges in a row there? Like 3 bridges right next to each other. And then a 4th one. Yeah, it is. Weird. Okay, maybe downhill all the way now. That was the last station, Llansamlet, before Swansea, so Another 8 minutes or so, and we'll be there. And it does look like it's going to be downhill all the way. Oh, there we go. 4 speeds now. 4. We've been speeding 4 times. Great. Had to happen once more, just to really rub salt into the wound, didn't it? Beautiful place, though. I'm not sure how beautiful Swansea itself is. I've never been there, but the surrounding countryside is quite lovely. Starting to get dark as well. I mean, in real life it's already dark, but this drive has been so long that it's starting to get dark in the game as well. I don't think I've really done many drives over an hour in Train Simulator, to be honest. Occasionally I will, but I don't really make a habit of doing long drives. I tend to, you know, have an hour. An hour is my max, usually. For an individual scenario, anyway. Oh, there's a sign saying "Welcome to Swansea" with a pacer on it. How nice. And there's the HST stable inside-ins, which means this is Swansea. We have arrived. Yep, I can just see the actual platforms appearing on the route advisor there. We need to get down to 20 because, again, I understand why there's a low speed restriction here at Swansea, because it is the end of the line. You don't want to be coming into the station too fast when this station is the end of the railway. You know, it doesn't... It's not... You can't afford to really overshoot in a station like this. Well, it's taken us 95 minutes, over an hour and a half to get here, but we have done it. We've driven all the way from Bristol to Swansea. I can't imagine doing that all the way from London Paddington to Swansea, good lord. But fortunately we don't have to. I don't think you would in real life either. It'd be... Like we've done here, it'd be one driver from Paddington to Bristol and then another driver from Bristol to Swansea. So we've taken over from someone else, really. Come on, get up the hill. Here it is. Here's Swansea. end of the line. Perfect. We could have maybe gotten a tiny bit closer to the buffers there, but I think, all in all, pretty good place to stop. And that's Swansea. We've made it all the way from Bristol Parkway. That is where we're going to end this scenario. And our second drive of the day. There is, of course, one more still to come, though, so stick around. Come on, let's hurry this up a second. Lovely job, driver. Some lush autumnal colours out on the South Wales main line today. Yes, it was very nice drive indeed. I enjoyed that one a lot. Like I say, it's not a route that I drive very much in Train Simulator, but it's a very good one. I'm glad we did that drive today. Okay, so I have one more scenario planned for today, one more drive that I'd like to do. It is for the Network Scott East route. If I can find that. There it is. Okay, and it is a HST again. It's the ScotRail Inter 7 City HST. It says here it's a 50-minute scenario, so I might have been a bit confused. I thought it was 75 minutes, unless they've put the wrong number somewhere. But we're going to be doing a HST service from Glasgow Queen Street to Inverness. We're only going to be going as far as Dunblane. But let's dive into it. Our third and final drive of the day. And a chance to see another HST in action. I don't know. Someone please tell me if you do know. Are the HSTs still in operation with ScotRail? Because I'm genuinely not sure if they're still going with ScotRail at the minute. I would assume they are, because I think they only got them recently, like 2020 or something like that, only a couple of years ago. But do let me know. Are ScotRail still running their HSTs? Have you been on a ScotRail HST? What are they like? Oh, that was quick. Okay, please press F1 for today's journey info. Roger that. Hello driver, you start your shift off here with an HST to Perth via Dunblane. So set up the cab and await the off. 1H05 has an unusual calling pattern which will be Lenzie, Croy, Stirling and Dunblane. It's a touch misty out there, so expect some slips here and there along the route. Your max speed for today is 100 miles per hour and GSMR signal code is 082. Okay, let's open the doors to let on passengers. Let's set up the GSMR. So we're 1H05082. A lot of activity around Glasgow. Okay, 1H05082. H05, was it? 082. There we go. We're not going to set up the automatic train protection on this one because we're not in the Great Western region. It does have the automatic train protection because the ScotRail HSTs were ex-Great Western, so it is here, but we're not going to use it. We've set up the GSMR though because this scenario is in 2021, so well into the GSMR usage era. And here's the train. Here is the wonderful ScotRail Inter 7 City livery, one of my favourite liveries of the last few years. Really, really great. So called because it connects the 7 biggest cities in Scotland, which I'm not even going to try to tell you what they are because I don't know. I know Edinburgh, Glasgow and Inverness are definitely in there. Aberdeen, Dundee, Perth. Is Perth a city? I don't know. I've told you I wasn't going to try. Here's the train anyway. So we're currently at Glasgow Queen Street, but we are going to be calling at Lenzie at 7:08, Croy at 7:14, Stirling at 7:35, and finally Dunblane. Again, max speed limit is 100 miles an hour, so unfortunately, for the third and final time today, we will not be getting the HST up to full speed on this drive. We'll only be getting up as high as 100, but the route that we're driving today is this section here on the left. Our final stop is just up at the top of this branch here. And then it'll obviously continue on without us to Perth. Fantastic route, by the way. You can go, you know, from Glasgow to Edinburgh all the way up to Ladybank and many other places. It's a really good route. Can't recall who made it, so I can't give them the proper credit here, but it's a fantastic route. Okay, are we ready? Come on, let's get a move on. Oh, there goes the doors. And there goes us. We're in Scotland, everybody. We did it. I promised in the last stream that I would make sure we chose scenarios from all over the UK today, and we really have been all over the UK. We did England, we did Wales, and now we're in Scotland to finish things off. It's early morning, 7 o'clock in the morning. By the time we get to Dunblane, it will be about 7:50. So a shorter scenario than I thought it was going to be. But I'm not complaining, it just means that we're not going to end up overrunning the stream. We'll end at 6 o'clock as planned. Big long tunnel out of Glasgow Queen Street. Because obviously Glasgow Queen Street is right in the centre of Glasgow, so basically all of Glasgow is above our heads right now. We can do cab view in this one as well, and the lights are on this time, thank God. So whenever we go through tunnels, people in the cars will actually be able to see. Isn't that nice? ahead? Ah. I think they might be bugged signals. There, you'll see a lot of those about in this area. Yeah, those are bugged. Those signals are not supposed to have all of those aspects showing at the same time. I have to reinstall my signal patch. There's Glasgow, everybody. More bugged signals. Ignore them. Lots of DMUs stabled over there. And even another HST. Oh, it's so nice to be able to actually go into passenger view. In the previous HST enhancement packs from Armstrong Powerhouse, you couldn't do this. But in the new one, you can. We can sit and look out of the window, just like passengers. It's very, very cool. I like it. That service was... oh, it doesn't say where the services are going on this one. Whoops. Shame. Just about to pass Bishop Briggs, says Azuma Boy. Yes, we are indeed. Here it is. Pretty empty because it's only 7 in the morning. Maybe shouldn't be sounding the horn this early in the day, but never mind. So we're about 2 minutes away from Swansea, which is our first port of call for this journey. Where are you heading to? This service is bound for Inverness. We're only taking it as far as Dunblane. Once again, this service is this route is the wonderful Network Scott East. Fantastic route that covers a very big portion of southern Scotland, to be honest. Look at all this. There's Edinburgh over here in the far right, Glasgow at the far left, Dunblane up in the north. Lot of track covered in this route. But yes, we're only driving as far as Dunblane on this one. I think I just saved twice in a row there. Force a habit. What's that on the right then? Cadder fuel line. Ah, okay. There's a depot there. Cadder fuel depot. More bugged signals. Ignore them. Am I right to say you cut off to the left just before Polmont? I think you are, yes, Azuma Boy. I haven't driven this route very much, same with the South Wales one, so I'm not like 100% familiar with the route layout. But I believe, yeah, that rings a bell. There is a junction just before Polmont where we head off to the north towards Stirling. Okay, here's Swansea. Very short platform, but it's only a 6-car set, so we should be alright. Ooh, we might actually overshoot. Come on. Stop, 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 stop. Ooh. Whoa, now that is perfect. I mean, it's not perfect because we could have stopped a bit earlier, but hey, we didn't overshoot, that's the main thing. So this is Lenzie. Next station is going to be Croy, which I believe is this one here. Yes, it is. Then we turn off here. Where is Polmont? I'm not sure where it is, actually. We'll find out. But yeah, next station is going to be Croy. All I know is Polmont is before Linlithgow. Ah! Now Linlithgow, that rings a bell, definitely. Let's see if we can find it. Ah, yeah, there's Polmont. Yeah, so the line, it forms a sort of triangle. There's a junction just west of Polmont, and then there's a junction just east of Greenhill. And then both of those meet up just here near Camelon, or Carmelon. Probably saying that wrong. And then that's Labbot, and Stirling is a little bit further up. I think Stirling might be one of the big cities, actually. Like I say, all I know is that it's the reason this service is called Inter-7 City is because it connects the 7 big cities in Scotland. I know that those big cities definitely include Glasgow, Edinburgh, Aberdeen and Inverness. I would assume Stirling is probably number 5. The other 2, I do not know. What other big cities are there in Scotland? I might look it up, actually. But not right now, because I'm driving and that would be irresponsible of me. Sun's starting to come up. And the sky looks absolutely beautiful. Of course, I am using the Armstrong Powerhouse weather enhancement pack as well. I don't have the cloud enhancement pack, but I would like to get my hands on it at some point. But look at that sky, isn't that beautiful? Okay, we're only about 2 minutes away from Croy. Wait, did I forget to do the lights again? No, I actually did them this time. Just as well to check, though, you never know. Shall we have the lights on in the cab? I think we probably should. It is still quite dark outside. More broken signals, ignore those. As long as the actual colour signal is showing the right aspect, that's fine. Ignore all the white lights on top. That is a bug. Okay, going up to Croy. It did mention actually in the briefing that the rails are a little bit slippy in this scenario, because it feels like we have slightly less braking power than usual. That's probably why. Less rail adhesion. But here is Croy. Another 385 there. Oh, I like the in carriage sounds as well. Very realistic. Ooh. Okay, that was Croy. Next station is Stirling, quite a bit further away. It's going to take us nearly 20 minutes to get to Stirling. Again, it does say in the briefing this service has an unusual calling pattern, so I guess that means there's going to be a lot of stations that we're going to pass through but not stop at. For example, Larbert, we're not going to be stopping there, but we are going to be passing through it. Then we are stopping at Stirling. We're not going to be stopping at Bridge of Allen. We're not... Oh, but we are going to be stopping at Dunblane, and Dunblane's the last stop. So, that doesn't really seem like that unusual of a calling pattern. But, okay. I don't know. I don't know what a usual calling pattern is, because I've never been to Scotland. Shock horror. I have mentioned it before, I've never been to Scotland, sorry. I've been to Wales, twice, but I've never been to Scotland. Another 385 there. Almost every train you'll see on this route is a 385. They're all the rage in Scotland at the minute. And obviously all rail services in Scotland are run by ScotRail, so all of the trains are in the same livery as well. I'm pretty sure every single service in Scotland is run by ScotRail. There's no other operators that operate in Scotland at all. With the exception of obviously LNER and Lumo running into Edinburgh, and Avanti West Coast runs into Glasgow. And there may be a couple of Transpennine and Northern services that run into Glasgow as well. But outside of that, outside of Edinburgh and Glasgow, I don't think there's any non-ScotRail services that go anywhere else in Scotland. That's another 385. I think my point is illustrated by the amount of ScotRail liveried 385s that keep passing us. That signal had no aspect. That signal had no light on at all. That's slightly concerning. The signal ahead is flashing yellow, so we might have to be prepared to stop. It could just be a speed warning. There was a tree clipping through the ground there, ignore that. Just in case it's not a speed warning, I am going to prepare for a halt. That signal is yellow. Oh, it might be because we're approaching the junction. In fact, that's probably what it is. Yeah, we're at the junction now, coming away from the Edinburgh to Glasgow line. There we go. So obviously the through lines there going off in a straight line. Those go towards Edinburgh. We're sort of branching off the main line now to head towards Stirling. And as Azuma Boy pointed out earlier, if you carried on in that direction you would eventually reach Polmont and Linlithgow. Oh, we're going to speed. Oh, nearly. Very nearly. That's another branch on the right coming in. I believe... I don't know where that comes from, actually. That's coming from Cumbernauld. Then there's a sort of Y here. Or a triangle. Okay, slowing down a bit too much, so. So it was just a temporary speed restriction because we were approaching that junction. I see another yellow signal though. Another speed restriction perhaps? Because we are approaching another junction. Oh, we're speeding! Oh, oh my god, that's the third... well, that's the 5th time today, first time in this scenario. I suppose, you know, we didn't actually speed a single time in the first scenario from Leeds to Doncaster. So I'm going to count that as a small win. But every other drive that we've done today, we have... you know, we have sped at least once, unfortunately. Tried to avoid it, but sometimes it just happens, you know. Okay, request to pass signal at danger denied, so I think we are going to have to come to a complete stop this time. Yeah, that's red. That's red, alright. And is it gonna... I think it's going to stay red. Is there another service coming from somewhere? Or is it going to be like what happened with the Welsh scenario, where we get right up to the signal and then it turns yellow? Nope, this one seems to actually be staying red, so there must be something else coming. I don't see any other services on the map anywhere though. Unless it's that, but I don't see how that's miles away. Why would that be interfering with anything? Oh, it might be... Ah, right, it's because the station is in the next block, and there was a train in the station. There we go. So are we going to be stuck behind this service all the way to Stirling now? Because it's a long way. And as far as I can tell, there's nowhere else that it could branch off before Stirling. It could go to the right and head towards Alloa after Stirling. But I think we're probably going to be stuck behind that service for the rest of the scenario, in all likelihood. Okay, so this is Larbert, where we are not stopping. Just let them know we're coming. Another 100 section, that's good. At least we'll be able to get up to full speed again. Although, I see a yellow signal. It's just gone green. But I've got this funny feeling, you know. I've got this funny feeling that this train here, we're going to end up stuck behind it. And it's going to, I've got a feeling it's going to be a very slow drive into Stirling, that's all. Hopefully I'm wrong. Enjoy the beautiful Scottish countryside though. Isn't it gorgeous? .385. You know it. It always is. Road bridge. Yep, except the actual road's missing, unfortunately. Oh, don't speed, don't speed, don't speed. Nearly. It did say 101, but I think we got away with it that time. Yellow signal. Turn green again at the last second. We're getting closer. Closer and closer to that train in front. I don't like it. We are only 7 minutes away from Stirling though. Yellow signal again. Is it going to turn at the last second? Nope, that one actually stayed yellow. You know what that means? It means the next signal is probably going to be red. Oh, no, actually, we're good, we're good. Never mind. It turns out everything is fine, because the train in front of us is just about to pull into platform 3 of Stirling, and we are going to platform 2, which means we're going to overtake it. So we're not going to be stuck behind it, don't worry everybody, it's all good. We're going to get in front of it. All is well. What a nice morning. Okay, another 4 minutes to Stirling. Get ready to slow down. 40-mile-an-hour speed restriction in the station area. Yep, that's the speed warning. Oh, is that a... Oh, it's a railhead treatment train. And a lot of lag. Wow, that's a lot of lag. Oh my god. That's a... Wait, let me just... Is that an ex-Chiltern Railways Class 67? That's odd. Railhead treatment train. Cool. Fancy seeing you here. I don't think we're gonna... I think we're gonna be speeding. Yep, we're gonna be speeding. We didn't slow down fast enough. That's probably why the railhead treatment train is about. Oh god, we're gonna spad. We're gonna spad. There it is, that's the spad, everybody. Well done. Just what we needed to round out the stream. You know, just a perfect way to end it. Shit. Okay, okay. Calm down. Calm down. You saw nothing. It never happened. Pay no attention to that red signal. It was green when we passed it. That's not good. That's, I mean, put it this way, if I was a real train driver, I wouldn't be anymore. That would be an instant dismissal. Whoops. But hey-ho, we made it to Stirling at least in one piece. Only one more station to call at, the one and only Dunblane. Long platforms at Stirling, by the way. I believe it's because the LNER does actually run a few services through to Stirling from King's Cross. So the stations are long enough to accommodate a full 11-car Azuma. In fact, they're even longer than that, to be honest. They're almost unnecessarily long, by the looks of it. But here's Stirling. Very modern station. "20 minutes left of the well, it's 20 to 6, so I think we may actually be ending the stream early today, everybody. It's only going to take us like 10 minutes to get to Dunblane, and that is the end of the journey. So I would say it's on the cards that we may be ending a little bit early today, but we'll see what happens. We stopped almost perfectly at the 6-car stop as well. Pretty good. Stirling signal box there on the left. Very nice. I'm not sure what those signs are. 6, 7, 8. I'm curious now. 4-car. Oh. Is it like some kind of limit of shunt? Oh, yeah, I think it's some kind of reverse point. That makes sense. Speeding again. It's too late. We're too far into the scenario now for me to care about speeding. It's happened once, it'll happen again. Hello driver, Stirling North signaller here. We're unable to get a detection from DB45 signal at Dunblane platform 2, so we'll have to get you to sit there until we can finally get a release of the signal. Okay. Just a little bit of storytelling by the sounds of it, because we're only going as far as Dunblane anyway. Denied. Oh my god, there's another red signal and we're going to spat again. We're going to... This has been my worst performance in Train Simulator so far. We are actually... We're not just going to spad, we're going to fucking crash if we're not careful. This could not have gone worse. I can see the train in front. Oh my god. This is so bad. Yeah, we would be losing our job today if this was real life. We've spadded twice. And the second time we have almost crashed. Look how close we came. God. I would not be a very good train driver. But we all knew that already. Okay, you gonna move? It's moving. Did you spad, says the Zoomer Boy? Yes, we did. I've actually done it twice. I'm very sorry. We had one just before Stirling, and then I've done another one just now. We almost rear-ended the 385 that was in front of us. Very, very bad. Obviously, again, the first spad would have been a disciplinary. The second spad, that would be it. I would be unemployed. It's not gone well. It's not gone tremendously well. In fact, I shouldn't even be getting up speed right now because the next signal is going to be red because... I cannot afford to do this a third time. I'm not going to do it a third time. The signal ahead is red. We're going to stop at the next signal. I'm not looking forward to seeing the summary for this scenario. Whenever you finish a scenario in Train Simulator, it gives you like a wrap-up and summarizes, you know, what you did right and what you did wrong. And it's going to say 2 spads, and I think speeding 3 times. But not this time. We're going to wait patiently. The instant that we stopped. The exact moment that we stopped moving, it turns yellow. What a day. What a day. This stream got off to such a good start as well. The first 2 scenarios went by like a dream, but this one, it's all gone wrong. It's all fallen apart. Fortunately, we're only 3 minutes away from Dunblane, which is going to be where we end this scenario and therefore the stream. So we're nearly done. I think I need a break, to be quite honest with you. I've had a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong. I always enjoy playing this game. But we did make a couple of mistakes, probably because I've been driving for too long. I should, you know, the union mandates that I should have a break. I don't actually know how long you're supposed to have between breaks in real life. I'm not an actual train driver or member of the RMT. If anyone out there is a member of the RMT, how often do train drivers get breaks? Because I feel like I might need to speak to my rep. God, it's a steep climb into Dunblane as well. It may be difficult to stop in time when we actually get to the station. here it is. Dunblane. There's the bastard. There's the train that we almost rammed into and that has been holding us up for the last 20 minutes. We're going to overshoot as well. That would be the perfect end to this drive, wouldn't it, if we overshot the platform right here. Yep, there we go. Right over. Brilliant. What a perfect way to end it. What a drive. What an absolutely fantastic drive that was. In all seriousness, it was a lot of fun. I made a few mistakes, but we did it. We reached Dunblane. Everyone's still alive, you know, nobody was hurt, so ultimately what more can you ask for, really, you know? Now we just wait for this signal to be pulled off. Get your feet up. Wonderful. Thank you very much. I need to take a break. I need to go and have a lie down in the... I don't know, somewhere. Okay, I actually want to see the post-game summary for this one because I know it's going to look atrocious. Okay. We picked up passengers at 5 out of 5 platforms. We did, however, pass... so we spattered twice. We sped 4 times. And we improperly used our horn twice. I literally said, did I not say, when I honked my horn right back at the beginning outside Croy, I literally said, probably shouldn't be using the horn at this time of day. There you go. So improper horn use twice, speeding 4 times, and signal passed at danger twice. What a disaster. However, still a very fun drive. still had a lot of fun with that particular scenario. So, let me just quit out of the game real quick. It takes its time. Okay, there we go. Right, switch over to the big camera. Where's my... I forgot to put my music on this time. Forgot to get my music queued up. There it is. Okay, so that is going to be all from me for today. Thank you very much for joining me for today's stream. Hopefully you've had a good time. We've done 3 very good scenarios, 3 incredible scenarios in England, Wales and Scotland, all with the HST, the absolutely fantastic HST pack from Armstrong Powerhouse, which just released last week. Please do go and check it out. It is £30, but it's a very good DLC, well worth your money. And yeah, we had a pretty good time. Very, very good time indeed. That is going to be it for me for today for Train Simulator. I'm going to be playing more Train Simulator on the 21st, which is actually going to be my final live stream of the year. So my last game of the year is going to be Train Simulator on the 21st of December. So join me for that. Next live stream is going to be Minecraft on Monday, so please join me for that as well. And then, of course, next week we're also going to have more OMSI on Wednesday, Farming Simulator on Friday, and Alien Isolation on Sunday. Last but not least, before we go, if you have enjoyed and you haven't already followed, please do. If you want to support me financially, please consider checking out my Patreon. Thank you to Kate, Sophie, Jess, and Daniel for supporting me over there. It only costs £1 a month. And of course, please join the Discord if you want to keep up to date with when I go live, when I do videos, and, you know, just generally join in and chat with me. And that's going to be everything. Thank you very much. I will see you all next time. And enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye-bye.